Hello, I am Shelly and I am doing this video for the October soap challenge. This month's soap challenge was to use an alternative liquid. Mine is fresh squeezed orange juice and a natural colorant as well as a natural fragrance and essential oil. So my colorant that I'm using is Paprika infused olive oil. And my fragrance that I'm using is a blend of patchouli essential oil, orange times 10 essential oil to go with my fresh squeezed orange juice, and Litzy essential oil. I have also added a little bit of calendula just for some texture and for some visual appeal. So because I'm extremely new to the video making process, I don't know how to add links down to the bottom like most people do, so I'm going to give you my reference. Vitamin C is essential for collagen as well as an antioxidant. It is great for aged and photo damaged skin. Here in my link, which is from lifeextension.com/magazine/revitalizing-aging-skin-with-vitamin C/page-01. So that is my reference. And basically what this reference talks about is just that when you drink orange juice or when you intake vitamin C, how very little of it actually reaches the skin, and that the best way for your skin to get those nutrients is to apply it topically. Now, I was actually unable to find much information at all on orange juice and soap. So I just went with what vitamin C actually does for skin. Another thing that my link here says was that with their clinical trials, and of course they're trying to sell you something, so it's biased, but with their clinical trials, they found that when applied topically, vitamin C promotes collagen formation and mitigates the effects of free radicals, helping to maintain firm and youthful skin. And we all want to look young for as long as we can, so I chose orange juice. Another reason I chose orange juice was just because I really love citrus EOs. I just think that it's an excellent way to shower in the morning. It really does revitalize you. It wakes you up. I love the fragrance, and I try to match my theme, the look of the soap, with the fragrance of the soap. So I thought to use orange juice would, one, assist with the label appeal, but two, if we can assist with looking younger, then why not? I am unsure how much of that vitamin C actually survives the soap making process, but we're going to try. So I'm going to pause the camera, get everything set up so that you can see my soap making process, and then we'll begin. So most of this is pretty new to me. I've never soaped with orange juice before. I've been making soap for a little over a year now, but I started with hot process, so cold process is pretty new to me as well. I have also not done this method before. Neither have I used patchouli or Litzy before. So I really do not know at all what to expect. But that's kind of the whole point, right? To learn something new and to do something new. So my plan is I've mixed all of my oils except for my olive oil into this batch. Then I'm going to divide this and I'm going to weigh it. I already know the weight of the bowl. So I'm going to weigh the soap and then I'm going to divide this batter, which is lye heavy, into my other two bowls. This bowl, which is my paprika infused olive oil, and this bowl, which is my regular olive oil. Once I add my soap batter into these two bowls, then they should be it should be a correct and balanced soap. Again, this method is new to me. I've never done it before. My fragrance has clay sitting in it, so when you see me pour my fragrance, if it looks kind of weird, then that's why. So I did use a glass dish to do my lye, to freeze my lye. And I know that normally that's not a good practice. However, I added my lye very slowly to this orange juice. And I had it sitting in an ice bath. And I did track my temperatures. This did not get over 80 degrees. So I wasn't much worried about having problems with the glass. What I did notice though was that was just that there were particles at the bottom of the glass. So if anyone is going to use this method, it is important that you do strain your liquid. And even as I'm straining this, I am noticing quite a bit, or actually most of the lye did dissolve. But again, it's always better to be safe than to be sorry, as there are some particles, but I'm unsure if that is lye or if it's just maybe some particles from the juice. But again, it's always better to be safe than sorry. Because I don't know how this is going to react, this is my sodium lactate. I'm going to add that now. And because I don't know again how this is going to react, from what I understand, none of these essential oils accelerate, but you never can be too sure. I'm going to add it all in the beginning. As you can see, my combination of my orange, the patchouli and the litsi is very dark. So that should be pretty interesting as well, what that actually does to my soap batter. And again, this here that I'm scraping out is just the kaolin clay that I added. As you can see, that's really dark. So let's go ahead and get this blended, or at least just emulsified. By the way, my oils were room temperature. For me, that's about 76 degrees, and my lye was at room temperature. Wow, that's a pretty interesting color, huh? Now, I don't want to take this too far. I just want to get it emulsified. I'm going to bring my scale and I'm going to weigh this mixture. This weighs 47.55 ounces. No, I need that in grams. This weighs 1348 grams. So, oh, there it is. $13.48 minus 190 grams for the bowl is $11.58. 11.58 divided by 2 is 579. So I know that I need to pour 579 grams of that soap batter into each bowl. And this is a super fatted soap, so I do know that I have some wiggle room to make sure that this is not a lye heavy soap, but even still, better safe than sorry. So I'm going to scrape this bowl to get every bit out that I can. Okay. Now I am going to bring this to a full trace. I'm nervous, so my goggles are steaming up and I can't see. Uh-oh. Okay. Now this is my Paprika olive oil. And as you can see, that color is pretty serious there. And even though there is Good morning, Soapy friends. So yesterday, or the day before rather, my card was full and I didn't get to finish the video. But what I did was just alternate with my pouring, the orange, the colored soap, I should say, and the uncolored soap. And then I just kind of designed the top and put a bit of calendula over the top, which you'll see in just a minute. And that's how it came out. This side kind of didn't maintain its shape, but I just kind of scooped it to the side and then put the calendula in the middle. So we're going to cut it and see how that came out. Uh-oh. Okay. I did not gel this. I wanted it to maintain as much of the orange and the yellow as possible. Again, I just alternated with the two soaps that I had. I just alternated pouring them down the mold, kind of dropping them into the mold. So let's see what we got. And actually, I don't want this in here this way. I want to cut it upside down. Not that it's going to matter much because there is calendula throughout the soap as well, so it's still probably going to have drag marks. Another thing too, again, I didn't gel this, and I made this soap, today is Thursday, so I think Tuesday afternoon, and it's now Thursday morning, and it's still pretty soft. Whoa. So, here's what we have. These are my ends. Hope you can see that. And that came out really pretty. Let me make sure that you can see all of this. I'm going to move this over a bit. so that you can kind of see how that drop swirl turned out. I think it turned out pretty lovely, actually. Very pleased with it. I had been wanting to soap with orange juice for quite a while, and I had just been nervous about doing it. So I'm glad I finally did it. I'm glad I took on this challenge, which really motivated me to do something that I've been wanting to do for so long. I don't know what kind of scared me about doing it, why it took me so long. But I'm very glad that I did. And again, the lighter color is this color from the oils from the orange juice and from the essential oils that I used. While the darker color is the olive oil that had been sitting with paprika in it. I was also nervous that the paprika smell would transfer into the soap, but it did not at all. Not at all. Instead, I just have such a lovely orange color. And then, of course, the fragrances, the essential oils. So that's it, you guys. That was a cutting video. Again, I'm sorry that the video cut off and you couldn't see how I poured it, but it was just a drop swirl, you know, nothing fancy. The trace was pretty thin, not super thin, but the trace was pretty thin to get that loop back up. I'll show you. To get this to loop back up, but I just alternated pouring the orange and then the yellow and then the orange and the yellow. And just went with those two back and forth, and then I scooped it with the spoon and poured the calendula down the middle. So thanks, guys, and have an awesome, fantastic Thursday.